Well, did you think ever that when you started here as a designer that you would be getting interviewed for a docuseries?
No.
We disrupted the entire lane and it became one of the #1 items in kids' footwear that year. My name's Jack Kindy, and I started ground up because I had a vision for what kind of company I wanted to build and what kind of company I wanted to work for.
Carissa Chiodo. I am currently Chief Product Officer. The vision from day one was really to be a disruptor and find the white space at the end of the day, and that's really what created the origin of Ground Up and our true DNA.
One of the hardest selling jobs you do as owner-founder is getting your first employee on board.
I'll never forget the first time I met him. He had so much energy. He just had this charisma about him. He sold it to me right there on the spot. I'm like, I need this job.
I remember the phone call. She called me Friday afternoon. She said, you know, I believe in you, I believe in what you're doing, but it's too risky for me.
It was Memorial Day weekend. I said no to him on a Friday.
I was kind of depressed for the weekend.
And then on Tuesday, I called him. I said, I've made the wrong decision. I need to come work for you. I need to take the chance. So he told me I ruined his weekend. But I think 10 years later, I've made it up to him. In the beginning, the original days, they looked a lot different than they do now because there was 3 of us and then Jack, our CEO. So the team was small, but we were mighty. I was designing just everything I could all day long to create product. At the end of the day, we didn't have any history.
More oftentimes, you're going to retail with an idea, being able to build their confidence that you could bring to reality what you're describing or showing to them is probably the biggest hurdle you face when you're an entrepreneur. The original office was a 2nd floor. We call it the basement. Originally 1 desk, and then 2 desks, and then 3 desks. Put up signs. We had to bring people down into the basement. The first partnership we ever landed was Budweiser. They were one of the early adopters. They said, we're on board with you. Just right behind them was Warner Brothers.
One of the first wins where I feel like there was a shift for us as a company, we signed JoJo Siwa. We decided to put reverse sequence on a high top.
She bought a reverse sequence pillow and she brought it into the office and she said, look at this. I said, it's great, it's a pillow, we make shoes. She goes, no.
Let's try that on a sneaker. And it hit and it was so successful and it really just catapulted the business.
We disrupted the entire lane and it became one of the #1 items in kids' footwear that year.
And that was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that moment.
And that was the first time we ever felt like, wow, you know, maybe we made it a little bit. And so I think that was the game changer for us as a company.